Hello, today we're going to answer the question, write a radical equation based on the points of the graph. -2, 0, -1, -2, and 2, -4. To start out, let's look at what a radical equation is. The original radical equation is y equals the square root of x. And here we have an xy chart that would fill this one out. So when x is 0, y would be 0. When x is 1, the square root of 1 is 1. When x is 4, the square root of x would be 2. And when x is 9, the square root of x would be 3. I've pointed out these coordinates on our chart here, and this is the base graph of what we're going to be transforming into for our answer. Now, the points we have here, I've transcribed them over into this XY chart and also already plotted them on our graph. So we can take our graph here with these points already plotted and draw our line. And it goes on like this. Now we want to try to figure out what makes this graph transform into this graph. So we start out with our square root of x, like we have here. Our origin point is 2 spots to the left. So when we have an origin point that moves 2 spots to the left, we write that as x plus 2. What we also see on this one is a stretching. So as you can see here, on our origin, as we start at 0, we move 1 to the right, our y value goes up by 1. When we run 4 to the right, our y value goes up by 2. On the chart that we're trying to plot here, if we go 1 to the right, our y value goes up by 2. And if we go 4 to the right, our y value changes by 4. You can see this is a double here. So we have by 1 here, 2 here. By 2 here, 4 here. So we have a vertical stretch of 2. When we have a vertical stretch on a radical equation, what we're doing is multiplying the entire equation by 2. And finally, on our original equation, we are on the positive side of the y-axis. But on this equation that we're charting out here, we're on the negative side of the y-axis. And anytime we're reflected across our x-axis to have a negative y, we're simply multiplying our leading coefficient by a negative. So if you used to fill in these terms with the -2 times the square root of x plus 2, you'll find an xy chart that matches up with our original equation, and there is our answer.